What is good, my YouTube friends? Today we have an exciting video for you all. It's all about summoning. So how much can you make? How much can you lose? And the truth behind summoning. Now, I created this Excel sheet of all the summons that I've done since I've started. I'll walk through as well my experiences, my results, and is it even worth it to summon? Right? I believe that's probably one of the most frequently asked questions I get when it comes to Defi-Kingdoms. And I want to make one real disclaimer right now. I am not a professional at summoning. Okay, I've looked back on some of the pairs that I matched up and it's complete dog shit. But hey, I'm just here to document the journey. And if you guys like the content, please give it a thumbs up and let me know how I go. Or I'm still getting used to asking y'all to give me some support, but hey, you guys have been showing me the love. I want to show you guys my videos. Okay. Come on, man. Load for the YouTube fan. Let's go to dashboard, I think. See, guys, I am a complete shit. Guys, 952 subscribers, y'all. Hey, have you ever tried to fight 952 anything? Exactly. This is an army, guys. I appreciate the love and support. And if you can, and you like this content, only if you like this content. Don't support me if you think this content's dog shit. But if you actually like it, move your twiddle your thumb and give me a thumbs up, all right? I appreciate y'all. Let's go through content because I'm dabbling too much. Now, over here, there's an app called DFK tracker, and it tracks your summons and what you sold your stuff for. Now, I want to show you guys kind of my first summons and my thought process through it, and how it has evolved, or how it kind of even went backwards. Okay, so over here you can see 4 weeks ago, I also made my first Defi-Kingdoms video, and I spoke about this. I summoned for these two heroes. I believe my first ever hero was a Dark Knight, and I summoned with a Paladin, and guess what, baby? I got a Dragoon. So if you never seen Defi-Kingdoms before, let me explain this just one time for all my new friends over here. This is a gamified NFT. You can level up your heroes. These heroes can go out on these quests, and these quests can yield you items which you can sell for money. All right, now the ecosystem is a bit complex. So in order for you to move up the ranks and go for higher professions or classes, it costs a bit of money and it takes time for us to study. So to make things simple, if I wanted to create a ninja, I must own at least one of these parent heroes. So let's say I owned a pirate, and what I can do is I can hire a monk from the tavern, and if I summon with them, there is a potential chance that I get a ninja. And the chance is quite slim, but of course, this is where you can make or break your bank, because a ninja is most likely significantly worth more than a pirate and a monk. Now, as you keep going up the ranks, okay, if you wanted to try your luck and go for a sage, you must own a ninja or a summoner. You can hire one out or buy the other parent hero. If you take your chances, you can get a sage. I've been trying for a sage now for a few spins, and it's kind of killing the bank, but I'll show you guys the facts and figures really, really soon. Now, my first ever summon, I want to go through this other app or this website called dfkprofessions.com with summoning chances. And in this website, you can plug in the summon ID. This is like the parent hero or the hero that you own. And the system ID is the other one that you own or the one that you're hiring. Okay, so my chances was this. When I mix a Dark Knight with a Paladin, there was 11% chance that I would get a Thief, 2% chance that I'll get an Archer, 10% chance that I'll get a Priest, and these are the chances over here. So there was a 30% chance that I will get a Paladin or a Dark Knight, and a 14% chance that I will get a Dragoon. And guess what, baby? Beginner's luck, I got a damn Dragoon. And this is where it kind of made my bank, because if I go to taverns, you can see the prices which I have sold these NFTs for, and this was a big one for me. You can see I summoned this, which cost 89, and I sold it like the next day for 156. And this allowed me to purchase 2 heroes instead of 1. Okay, so there is an element of risk involved, but if you really study the game, you can actually minimize your losses. And I'm going to make a separate video on my discoveries and just the in-depth process of summoning. The reason why I haven't uploaded it yet is because I don't feel like I'm the best person to teach yet. And I don't want to spread information where I'm going to put you guys at a disadvantage. So I will post it soon though, as I'm studying the ecosystem and stuff like that. But over here, today, my intention is to show you guys the numbers, okay? The kind of expectations that you guys can have. And if you have a bit of RNG, this could be your numbers as well. So over here, you can see my first summon, all right? The chance was 14%. The cost of summon was 89 and I made 159. So my profit was 77. My second one, okay, was a pirate, which I owned, and I hired a monk, a rare monk, and I got a rare ninja. That was also 14%. So as you guys can see, these are quite unrealistic numbers for a beginner to start off with, because I got 2 lucky spins right away. And this really gave me a lot of momentum. Okay. Now the third one I got was I did an archer and an archer and so forth. So, and I got an archer, which I sold and I kind of broke even. I actually lost a bit because I leveled him up to about level 3, I think. So it costed a few runes. So in actual fact, I'm probably down like 4G or something. Now I want to show you guys one more amazing spin, and then also my worst spin, and then also my thought processes around it. Then I'm going to give you guys some notes, some tips, and what you guys can do, okay? Now, if you guys have summoned before, I want you guys to actually put that in the comment section below, your best summon and your worst summon. All right, your best summon and your worst summon, just so that new people can come on and see the expectation, see that you can also lose money. Right? I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that are always preaching to make money. No, bro, I lose money too, okay? Especially in crypto. Like, I'm going on a tangent for a bit. My biggest holding is Harmony 1, and I'm down like tens of thousands in the last 4 weeks, okay? So yeah, guys, we're all in this journey together. So the next best one, I actually summoned a legendary archer, which was very, very interesting, right? I think this was a Dark Knight. Whoops. Okay. Okay, and I got a rare legendary archer. So I want to go through and show you guys my archer. So right now it's worth 275 roughly. These figures on side the app aren't accurate all the time, because for some heroes that are really what is less supply of, when there's someone that's buying and selling them, it does create a big discrepancy. So this could fly to like 400 jewel tomorrow, or this could go down to like 200. But essentially I summoned this archer. How? Let's go back to this meditation circle and I'll show you guys kind of the pair and also the stats as well, okay? So we're going through here. I mixed these two guys together, 84350 and 55568. And this is the kind of the mix, okay? So the reason why I even paired these two up together, it's a bit unconventional. Why is it unconventional? Because when you look at this chart, okay, what you usually want is you want the kind of the parent heroes to kind of line up in the same tree. Because if you line up a pirate and a monk, there is a chance you get a ninja, which is what I've done. But in this case, right, I kind of went on a different route just to experiment. I had a Dark Knight and I summoned it with an archer, and I wanted a forager, because if I scroll up now, you can see that with foraging, a Dark Knight is pretty good at foraging, and an archer is not too bad as well. It's like right behind it. So I thought, okay, the worst case scenario is I get a Dark Knight or an archer that isn't foraging, and I don't mind that. So that was like my least probable cause. And I was thinking, okay, it might be an archer that's a forager or a dark knight that's a forager. And so what you can do is you can look at the cost of summons that it takes for you to summon the hero, and you can look at your most probable cause or chances. And I thought, even if I get an archer, a common archer forager, I can still sell that for like 60. I don't mind taking like a 20 jewel hit, which isn't the best, but for my risk threshold, that was okay. So over here, you can see I summoned with these two. There was a 47% chance that I would get an archer, but a 38% chance that I'll get a dark knight. And over here as well, there was a 37% chance I'll get a warrior and 35% chance I'll get an archer for the subclass. So it could be like an archer, warrior, dark knight, archer, dark knight, warrior, which was what I was completely fine with. If we scroll down here as well, you can see the profession, right? I purposely matched these two together because both of their professions was foraging. And if you do this, if both parent heroes have foraging as a main profession, or mining, or gardening, it will give you higher chances to summon that baby hero. Now, if we scroll down over here as well, stats, right? This is what's important to you. Some people don't look at this, but I'll show you guys a framework that I use that allows me to make better decisions. In my case, you can see the green chance gives you a +2 initial boost. And vitality is always useful. I like early vitality on all my heroes. And then the next one was, hey, I could get double vitality. So it could be, instead of it being green and blue, it will be purple, which is amazing. It could be dexterity, or which will be really good on an archer or a dark knight for a PvP. And then, we had like strength, which is what I'm okay with if it's a dark knight, not so much an archer. Okay, if you scroll down again, you can see as well the rarities. 53% chance it will be a common. This will be the case for most of your summons. It's most likely going to float around 50%. So even when you summon with 2 legendary heroes, it's still around 50%, high 40s. So do not bank on this, but of course, you can be extremely lucky. And for me, I got a legendary. This was only a 3% hit. So 1 out of 33 chances, and I got a legendary, and this really helped me boost up the bankroll inside Defi-Kingdoms. So I summoned this guy and I got this beauty. Okay, I got this beauty, and I want to show you and give you a little flex. It's probably one of my favorite cards. It will take me a bit of time for me to let go of this guy. So I got agility instead, +2, which is really interesting, but I got a blue vitality, which is really nice, and it's a forager. Okay, so yeah, guys, that was like 200+ jewel in one go. Now I want to show you guys my worst roll, okay, because we're not just about showing you guys good rolls. I got this guy yesterday. My thought process was, I'm going to mix a dark knight and a paladin and potentially get a dragoon. All right, mix a paladin and a dark knight, I can get a dragoon. I own the dark knight. I hide a paladin, which costs so much, and I got a paladin in common. And I'll show you guys the damage. I spent 105. This floor paladin cost about 55. I'm going to lose 50 jewel in one transaction. And I went against my rules in this one, because I know that if I'm going to spend at least 100 jewel, I want to make sure that the most probable cause is going to be at least 70, at least 80. But I took a stupid hit, guys, and now I'm down 50 jewel. Best case scenario wasn't even the best thing. Like, I could have gotten a dragoon, which is only worth 120 floor price. But of course, guys, remember, there's a chance that if I would have gotten a mythic. Now, let's say I got a mythic instead. This conversation would be so different. This guy will be worth 1,000 jewel, right? So there's always that little chance. It's almost like gambling, right? But it's chances. And for me, this is what I went against. So my tip and advice for you is, if you're going to summon with more than 100, actually look at the tavern first and see what heroes you can buy with 100. And most of the time, you can probably buy a much better hero with 100 plus, okay? So, you know, calculate your risk threshold for that as well. But so far, guys, out of 11 summons, I have my profit, my total P&L is 366, and it's through extremely lucky cases. My first two, amazing. Got this legendary, amazing. But as you guys can see, I lost 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. This one broke even, or minus a bit. So I would say I'm pretty much of a lucky player. I've seen some people do hideous rolls. Now I've seen some people like just summon mythics and they made tens of thousands of dollars. So hey guys, that's a risk you're going to take, but that's my kind of result so far from 11 summons. If you're enjoying the video so far, please put a thumbs up on this video. It really helps out new content creators like myself. And now I'm going to finish off this video with just some tips and tricks, not a full summoning guide yet. But over here, my friends, this is just to clear the air for the new people, because my content is really help bring new players into the space and help them get a better start than I did. So when it comes to summoning, okay, the generations really matter. If you summon a Gen 4 with a Gen 8, it will be a Gen 9. It will always be 1 plus the highest parent hero. So over here, you can see a Gen 8 was the highest parent hero. Even though I didn't own him, maybe I hired him, because I made the transaction in the merge, my baby hero would be a Generation 9. A Generation 2 mixed with Generation 5, you'll get a Generation 6. Why? Same thing. The Generation 5 is the highest one, so you plus 1. Right? So always, right, just remember that, guys. Always plus 1. Okay, always plus 1 of the higher one. Okay. Now, when you summon, it's the opposite. If I summon with an 8 out of 8 with a 3 out of 3, my baby hero will have a 2 out of 2. Doesn't matter if it's a freaking whatever, it's going to be a 2 out of 2. Okay. A 7 out of 7 with a 5 out of 5 will be a 4 out of 4. Okay. However, they did change it slightly. All right. So you cannot get a 10 out of 10 summons with a Dread Knight. It's impossible. The max you can get on a ninja, so for advanced classes, is 5 out of 5. The max you can get from elite is 3 out of 3. And the max you can get out of Dread Knight, I believe it's 1 out of 1. So, right. But over here, right, these guys over here, the basics you can add 10 out of 10. So over here right now, why do generations matter? It's because if someone was purchasing a hero for the sake of summoning, they're going to take account of the generation. And the higher the generation, the higher it costs to summon, which is why my worst roll, okay, was really expensive. Right, as you guys can see over here, let's say you're summoning with a Generation 4 that had 1 summons left. That's 46 for that one hero. Let's say you paired him up with a Generation 6 and he had two summons. That's 68. Just for these guys to merge, that's like 120, right? 110, which is a crazy amount already. Now, of course, you can't help it if you're going for like a mythic sage, you need to spend the money. But I'm talking about for the average player, we're just trying to get an advanced class that's an uncommon or rare, and it may cost a bit of time. May cost a bit of money. So that's something to consider as well. Now, I put this up for people to kind of make decisions when they're buying heroes, because this whole topic is all about RNG and decision-making process, okay? So if you're buying to summon, what I would recommend, look, this isn't financial advice, right? This is what I would do. You'd want lower generation for lower cost. But of course, you will pay a premium, right? It's like Gen 1 to like Gen 2. If you're loaded-ish, you can go Gen 3. But remember, as a Gen 3, you're paying already 36 minimum. Okay, whoops. Let's go to here. You want more summons for more chances, right? You wouldn't want to buy a hero with like 2 summons left. because the baby hero is going to have 101 summons. So this is for the purpose of buying a summon. All right, and you're pairing up the basics that align. What do I mean by this? So let's say you wanted to buy your first floor hero, and let's say you buy a pirate. Okay, this pirate has 7 out of 7 summons. So that's good. That's pretty decent, right? So what you want to do is the next hero you want to buy is probably a monk, or you can hire that monk inside the tavern. Okay, but generally you want 2 heroes that align. Okay, now let me make this so that we're not going back and forth. But yeah, guys, if you're still here for the video, I always make my subscribers say something weird. You're going to say, I'm going to make something weird, man. If you're still here though, I appreciate you. First of all, you're going to say Pythagoras theorem. That one came out of nowhere, but say it, guys. If you're still here though, right? And so what you'll prioritize for summoning is you want class, most likely class. You're going to look at summons, then profession, and then generation, right? This is like the hierarchy of what I'll look for. And this will help me make decisions when I'm in the tavern. Let's say you're buying for skilling, right? You want profession that align to the skills. What do I mean by that? All right, what do I mean by that? Over here, you're looking more on this side now, okay? If you're just buying for skilling, so you just want to go on quests, maybe try to get a few eggs and just level them up for fun, right? For fishing, okay? You generally want one of these guys, a ninja, a thief, or a sage. Why? Because as they level up, they naturally level luck and agility. For foraging, remember, I wanted an archer or a dark knight forager. Why? Because they're good at foraging. Over here, 125 and 120, which is pretty good. So that was like my focus for that summon. Okay, if you want a gardener, sage, you guys get the point, right? So over here, you're probably looking at the blue or green or purple stats, because those are stats that will most likely or that will give an added percentage when leveling up as well. Right. So what you look at is probably class, then profession. Right. You're looking at how those two align. You might look at rarity as well, but you might look at skill, actually, the level and skill before even rarity, because you're just using them to. So yeah, so not even rarity actually, because you're just using rarity, right? Let's say you're buying for PvP and PvE, which is the biggest speculation right now, but this could probably yield a big return as well. High risk, high reward play, but that's what I'm going for. You could have misaligned professional classes, and you're only using the profession to level up the skills. What do I mean by that? Let's say, okay, you have a paladin, but this paladin is specializing in fishing. So it's not necessarily aligned with the skill, but remember, you're using this guy for PvP or PvE instead. So what you're going to do is you're going to fish with this guy anyways. And fishing, the skill itself. Okay, let me actually give you guys a little example over here. This skill itself, the higher it is, the better it is at the profession. This thing over here, it accounts for 2 out of 3 for skilling rewards. So 66% of the rewards is from the levels of this. So you could have a misaligned profession as well, which is completely fine. And I have some of those guys as well. All right, so paladin fisher, a paladin forager. And what I'll do is I'll use the skills or the profession to level up. Then I'll level up, let's say, a dark knight. I'll probably level up strength, dex, and vitality. Even if it goes as fishing. And why is this a bit of conflict of interest? Because for fishing, you want agility and luck, but I'm not leveling this. Because remember, guys, I'm using this guy as a PvP or PvE hero, not a skiller. Okay, so instead, my criteria would be class, rarity, maybe subclass, then profession, level, skill, or so forth, right? You guys have the point over here. So even just mixing or like changing a bit of the priority will make you see heroes differently once you're inside the taverns. Okay, guys. So that's really it from my video today. Hopefully this has shed you guys some light on what you guys can do and achieve inside Defi-Kingdoms when it comes to summoning. 3 things I'm asking for you guys today. Like the damn video, subscribe if you haven't yet. Write down the key word below, and also, if you can, write down what you guys have summoned. I appreciate all the support, my friends. Thank you all for helping me, reach to 1,000 a lot quicker. I'll definitely see you guys at the next video, which will be most likely about summoning and making in depth. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all. See you soon.